All right, today we are diving deep into a car that seriously looks like it just drove out of a sci-fi movie and onto our roads, the Hyundai Ioniq 6. This is an all-electric sedan that's doing more than just turning heads. It's really pushing the envelope of what we expect from an EV.
And that really brings us to the big question we're tackling in this explainer. Is this the car that sets the new benchmark? Is this what the future of the electric sedan is actually going to look and feel like? We're going to dig in and find out.
So, here's the game plan. First, we'll introduce the Ioniq 6 and what it's all about. Then we'll get into the juicy numbers, power, range, and speed. After that, we'll hop inside and explore that very high-tech interior. And finally, we'll land on the real-world verdict. Okay, first things first. Let's get to the fundamentals of what this car is and the company that's bringing it to us. So what is the Ioniq 6, really? Well, at its core, it's all about two things: efficiency and technology. That incredibly unique, streamlined shape isn't just for looks. It is a masterclass in aerodynamics. Seriously, every single curve on this car is designed to slice through the air, which means it uses less energy and gives you more miles. This car was built for long-distance driving.
And the company behind this machine? It's the South Korean auto giant Hyundai. It's built at their absolutely legendary Ulsan plant, a place so vast they say a new car rolls off the production line every 10 seconds. It's from this mega factory that the Ioniq 6 makes its way to the rest of the world, including here in the US and the UK.
All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The numbers that every single person thinking about buying an EV wants to know. We're talking battery, range, and of course speed. Everything starts with this, a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack in the long-range model. Now, if you're new to EVs, just think of this as its fuel tank. And trust me, for a sedan this size, that is a big tank. It's what makes the car's most talked about feature possible, which is this: up to 361 miles on a single charge. Let that sink in. This is the number that just crushes range anxiety. We're talking about enough juice to handle your entire week of commuting and then some. It means those long road trips go from being a stressful what if to a let's go scenario. It makes the whole EV thing feel, well, normal. Okay, but what happens when you do need to juice up on a long drive? Well, this right here is the Ioniq 6's superpower. It uses an advanced 800-volt system, which is just a fancy way of saying it can drink up electricity incredibly fast. The result? You can go from nearly empty to 80% full in just 18 minutes on the right fast charger. That's less time than it takes to grab a coffee. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a total game changer for EV ownership. Now, if you're buying one, you do have a pretty big choice to make. You can go for the rear-wheel drive model. Think of that one as the marathon runner. It's all about maximizing efficiency to hit that magical 361-mile range. Or if you've got a need for speed, there's the dual-motor all-wheel drive version. This one's the Sprinter. It'll launch you from 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds, but you do trade a little bit of that max range. So it's the classic dilemma, right? Maximum miles or maximum performance. So the performance is clearly there. But what's it actually like to sit inside this thing? Let's step into the cabin. The first thing you notice is this absolutely stunning panoramic display. It's two giant 12.3-inch screens that are fused together, and it's basically your command center for everything. Of course, you've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so your phone integrates perfectly. Then there's the head-up display, which beams your speed and navigation right onto the windshield. Add in features like heated and cooled seats and a whole suite of smart safety systems, and you've got a cabin designed to be as effortless as possible. You know, when you put all that technology together with a really clean, minimalist design, the whole interior just feels premium. It honestly gives off the vibe of a true luxury EV, one that feels like it should cost a lot more than it does. Okay, let's get to the most important section. We've looked at the specs, we've talked about the tech, but how does this all stack up in the real world? Let's dive into the price, the pros and cons, and help you figure out if this car is actually the right one for you. So, how much does all this future tech cost? Well, in the US, you're looking at a range from about $42,000 up to $52,000, depending on the trim. Over in the UK, that's roughly $37,000 to £50,000. So yeah, it's not a budget car, but it is priced to go head-to-head with some of the biggest names in the electric sedan world. So let's lay it all out. The pros? They're huge. You get that fantastic range, the ridiculously fast charging, a design that looks like nothing else on the road, and of course, those low EV running costs. But it's not perfect. That beautiful, swooping roofline does make it a little tricky to see out the back. And like any EV, you are dependent on the charging network near you. Plus, the price can creep up pretty quickly on those higher-end models. So, how do you know if the Ioniq 6 is for you? Well, I think it boils down to 3 key questions. 1. Are you really ready to leave gas stations behind and go all electric? 2. Is it genuinely long range a must-have for you? And 3. Is your driving a mix of city commutes and longer highway trips? If you're sitting there nodding yes to all 3, then this car was pretty much designed with you in mind. Ultimately, here's the bottom line. The Ioniq 6 absolutely nails the 2 things that matter most to so many EV buyers: fantastic range and incredibly fast charging. And it wraps it all up in a stylish, futuristic package without that traditional luxury price tag. And that brings us full circle, back to our big question. When you put it all together, the incredible range, the revolutionary charging speed, and all that tech, you really have to wonder, is this it? Is this the perfect, all-around, daily driver EV we've all been waiting for? The Hyundai Ioniq 6 makes a very, very persuasive argument that the answer just might be yes.